Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. Guys, in this video, we are going to discuss the very powerful security feature introduced by AWS in order to connect with your EC2 machine. So let's begin. So guys, what I've done, I've created a document in my existing repository and I've added the useful links. So this feature is very powerful and very simple. Like just you need to attach EC2 role with your existing machines, right? So what I've done, I've added two machines in my environment, and the name of these machines are Ubuntu with public IP and Ubuntu with no public IP. You can say that private IP, right? So we are going to try to connect with this machine. So one thing regarding these, let's try to first of all connect, and I'm going to show you the UI. So from here, we are going to use this connect using EC2 connect endpoint, and I'm going to select that. And this is the endpoint I've created. I'm going to show you in a moment how you can simply create that, and we should be able to connect with this machine. In case of error, you need to update the security group, and regarding that, I've already added and the documentation. For instance, you might need to add or allow these ranges. For instance, IP range is easy to instance connect if you get an error. So if I type US East 1, so these are the ranges with EC2 Connect. But currently, if you see, let me show you the security group. I have not allowed any range. So you need to make sure you should have understanding and regarding these IP ranges. So if I click the security group and if I navigate to the inbound rules, so I'm using the default security group. So in inbound rules, I'm allowing, by default, it is only allowed traffic from inside the security group, and these are the outbound rules, right? Anyway, this is the security group setting, and if I navigate back to the EC2 instance, click EC2 instance, security, EC2 connect. So this is the role which I've created. So what you need to do, create a simple role and attach the manage policy. The name is of the policy is going to be this one, see EC2 instance connect, which is the AWS manage policy. You need to attach this role, and this is a simple EC2, assume role which we have done, right? So it is as simple as that. Now, I've shown you the way you can connect from console. You see, this has the public IP. I'm able to connect it. Now I'm trying to use the IP, the private IP, and let's try to connect with this machine, right? So I'm going to select this guy, connect EC2 machine, right? And let's try to connect with this guy. By the way, one thing I need to tell you that we don't have NAT gateway in this default VPC, right? So I'm able to, you see, connect with this guy. So this is the UI part. If you want to connect with the command line from your machine, so let me try to do that. So one thing you need to tell you, I need to tell you regarding that is that um, you should have AWS credential configured. So I've already done that. So if I do docker exec into that particular machine, docker exec interactive shell into sandbox machine, which I've, in fact, sandbox container, I should say, already spin up. So if I do AWS S3 LS, so it should not spit any error. So my credentials are there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try to connect with this guy with only private IP, right? And if I navigate to this section where I've added the command AWS CLI EC2 connect. So it's a prerequisite of that. This is that, you need to have make sure that you have the latest version of AWS CLI. this is how you can simply copy this command and paste it here and install it, right? Then by default, I mean, if I don't use this flag, it is going to connect with this EC2 dash user. As I'm using the Ubuntu, and this is the ID, and let's try to see what is the ID. I'm going to close this stuff, simply see the ID 6149, right? So I've added the command, so I'm simply added this command. So we are not going to use any debug flag. Let's try to connect with this guy. OS user is Ubuntu by default, so I need to provide that. And let me upgrade this area, right? So the connection type EIS mean, if you see the documentation links I've already added, it is going to use, I mean, that particular endpoint which I've created. So if you navigate to the VPC section, this is the endpoint. How you can create that? Simply create endpoint. If I type ABC here, the name of the endpoint, click connect, select your VPC, select that, and select the security group. This is the one which you added. Create endpoint. This will take about 5-6 minutes. So in order to save the time, I've already done that. So this is how easily you can connect that, right? And let me try to connect with this guy, and I'm going to copy the ID, and let me navigate back to this particular command. I will try to reconnect to this particular machine with the public IP attached to that. So by using my EC2 connect endpoint, which I created, you see, I'm able to connect with this guy. So if I do IP version 4 address show, okay, address. So the private IP address is this one, 1010. So if I click this guy, you see this is the private IP with the public IP. Let me navigate back to this section, and okay, let me close connection. Try to connect with this machine. I just want to show you the IP address of that particular machine as well. And this is how simple it is, right? So IP version 4 dash show, right? So um, this is the address 1472, right? And the other commands, guys, I've already added, although these are not required, but if you want to do something like want to use your own public key, you can do that. For instance, I've used this instance, right? Excuse me. And you are looking to do troubleshooting. One of the use case, just let me share with you guys. For instance, you have a machine and you lost your keys and you want to access that particular machine. So previously it was a long, time trouble, really time taking task to troubleshoot that one. And also really, crucial sometimes in order to access your, EC2 machine to access that particular data. So simply you can, um, I added the documentation. What you can do, you can send your public key right into that particular machine. So let me copy this particular command, and by doing that, you can easily able to connect with that. So now we are going to use this different strategy. So file is going to be in my home.ssh idrsa.pub. So what I can do, I can simply copy that particular command, and I'm going to push that to that machine, right? So I've done that. Then I'm going to create a tunnel, right? So remote machine has the port 22. My local port is going to be this one. I've added Tetra 2 here. So let me do that. So what I'm doing here, I'm creating a tunnel. So let me uh, take another shell, right? And I'm going to exec into this particular machine, right? So let me try to connect with this tunnel. So I do have my private IP, I mean private key here located in .ssh, and I'm going to use localhost because this port is now available on my localhost. Tunnel is there, and let me try to connect with that. So one thing before connection, let me show you curl-v telnet um, localhost, localhost, and port. I guess this one. See, I'm able to connect locally with that particular port. Let's try to connect with the local host. So, okay, I got permission denied. I need to check I need to check my keys, but the whole thing I would like to share with you guys that is how you can do connect with that particular key. So let's try to run this particular command, and if you see accepted and closed connection, there is a might be a time delay, might be the time is causing it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly repeat those particular command to create a tunnel, and try to create a tunnel and quickly try to connect with that. So let's do that again. Okay, I'm able to get permission denied, closing connection. So, okay, one thing regarding that, I've already tested this guy. It sometime works, sometime not, might be depending on your connection, but this has some issues. But let me try one more time before I leave, right? So, anyway, this is one of the very powerful features you can try, and let's try to put the keys again. So you see it says successful. So we are putting the keys on this guy with no public IP. So let me do that one more time. Let's try to quickly do that. Okay, I missed the 10 mistaken copy paste. So let's try one more time, because I got a success, so it's complaining now. Anyway, this is, it's a success. I'm not sure about this feature, but it is very powerful. Like we do have connectivity with our machine, and we are able to access our machine. You see, listing on our ports. So, okay, let's try to connect with this guy. You see, I'm able to successful sign in to this machine. So if I do IP version 4 ratio, there you go, 1472, this one. That is it, guys. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe the channel. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.